Hi everybody, welcome to Awaken Positive Power, where myself, Jemima Godsall, and my co-host, beautiful Darcy Marta, hello, we come to you each week and bring topics surrounding mental health, where mental health matters. I am also an ambassador for Theraexpressions Meditation in Casper, Wyoming. Check them out. They're too mental health matters. Each week, as I said, Darcy and I bring a different topic. Just before we get into this week's topic, before we get started, there is a disclaimer down below. Got to be done. And also, more importantly, there is the national US number for mental health and suicide prevention. It's 988. Simple number. Remember it. Remembering you're never alone. Also, there are European and Australian numbers down there as well for suicide prevention. Great to have you here. This week's topic, let's just jump straight into it. It's a big one, so we'll try and mash it down into half an hour. I mean, it could go on forever. Today I had a conversation. Yes, I am the issue, of course. Today I had a conversation, because I went from my trauma, my past, most recent trauma, where I was stalked for 6 weeks, aside from the 14 years of abusive marriage, and it terrorized me. And so I lost a lot of trust for everyone. Then I went into my suicide attempt, into my healing. But I was isolated during COVID. So it was a safe, very safe environment, healing alone. I had online, so I had community, but it wasn't one-on-one. And then I've moved into a space now where I don't trust anybody. And it's really sad because what got me into trouble was trusting everybody, to the point where it got me into massive amounts of trouble. So now I'm at the flip side where I can't trust and I don't trust, and I loved who I was with that open heart. And now having the no one come in is really devastating, because it's not really who I am, not who I want to be, not who I like. And I know it's not my genuine spirit, but I'm traumatized by I still find I'm healing. And today it came up with my partner where I was like freaked out, going, it's not you that I don't trust, it's the third party I don't trust. And it's anybody else I don't trust. I'm lucky I can trust my partner. But if that third party does something, he's involved. Not that it's him, it's like, oh my God, this headache. I was like going, I just realized, fuck, I'm so damaged from this. I'm so traumatized still. And I want to find that balance of being safe with trusting people. But I don't know, I feel so uncomfortable. And then as he said, I said to you, Darcy, he said, we can't live in a bubble. I said, yes, we can. Yes, we can. I have been. I've got my previous friends before the trauma and family, and I love them all, and I trust them all to bits. I don't need anybody else. And that's okay, I don't need anybody else. But in reality, that's not living. That's not life. I love that, thank God there is online community, because otherwise I would be completely isolated. But I'm not isolated because of the online. But otherwise, face-to-face, I am isolated. I isolate myself because I don't trust. And it's horrible. And today it really affected Chris and I. And it hurt him to think I can't trust ever again. Not him, but still it is a feeling of him, I guess. It's heavy. It's heavy and it's unwanted, and I feel very, very sad by it, because I know that I used to not be like this at all. I used to be so open-hearted, and I'm missing out on the opportunity to meet people and to trust loving people. I think that everyone's out to get me, and it's so not right, so not true. I meet so many wonderful strangers online that are people in the world. Why do I trust everyone online? You know what I mean?
Because they're not next to you. You don't have to worry about that.
You can worry about
the computer and say bye-bye.
Yeah.
But also, let's talk about this. So, first of all, you don't have to worry about trusting people. This is not about trusting other people.
Okay.
What you are really working on, Jemima, is trusting yourself and setting your boundaries and feeling secure and safe in yourself. That's what this is about. This is not about trusting other people. I don't trust people I meet. It takes a long time for me to make really close friends with people. I am open to meeting people and saying hello. I have boundaries set. I know what is and is not okay. I don't say hello to strangers on the street necessarily when I'm walking my dogs, but I will say hello to neighbors that I can identify. I'm not going to wave and say hi to everybody I pass, because that would be foolish.
Which is what I used to do. And that got me
So you are also a very different person back then. You are a very different person.
Yeah.
You know, I think when a person is doing drugs and they are open to the universe because they are trying to get something from everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, part of the thing about using drugs is that your feeling of not being enough in who you are, and escaping from yourself, and so everybody becomes a possibility to get something from.
Yeah, and your veil is so thin that all the nasties can get in. So I understand.
Yeah, but you are not that person anymore.
Yeah.
You're not that person. You're also developing your intuition, and so it's learning to trust your intuition. You know, if you meet an old friend of your lover and say, "This is my old friend," there's nothing to worry about in terms of trusting them, because you're not going to invite them in to live in your house with you. You have a boundary now. You're not that person. You're not going to be taken advantage. Yeah. You know how to listen.
It's that third person I don't trust making it. We'll just talk about it's not, this wasn't an advance, but I'm just using this as an easy example. That third person of making an advance, which I don't trust, and then creating a ripple in the piece that I've created, and I don't want that to be
making an advance.
Like, I'm just saying, as just for example, a sexual advance, but this wasn't a sexual advance this morning. I'm just saying it's an easy example. If it was a sexual advance, it's like I remove myself from anything around myself that can possibly bring that in, and that means I miss out on something. That's okay, but I'd rather find complete peace, and that sometimes to me may seem like a bubble, that I live in a bubble, but it's not. I'm creating a safe space for myself that I'm
making boundaries. It's called setting boundaries. And you can decide who, well, I can invite your friend over for dinner. You can invite a friend over for dinner. You have your boundaries set. There's certain behavior. So if your friend comes for dinner that we've invited, great. There's certain behavior we expect. No drugs. We don't want him to get drunk and splat himself out on the ground. We don't want him to bring his attack dog. Don't bring any guns, or whatever your boundaries are. You have your.
I already feel threatened. Even saying that, I feel threatened. Like, it's so messed up. I just feel...
There's nothing wrong with that. People have boundaries all the time. Absolutely.
My community here, I don't want to get involved with anyone because I'm scared. They're too close to me to think, like, what if they do turn around and steal, or it's like I'm just already.
Then you ask yourself, what are they going to take?
My security.
Yeah. So you say, what are they going to take? Be my guest. It's all an illusion anyway. Sure. If you want my ring, take my ring. But are Chris's friends or your lover's friends, are they that shady that you feel they're going to harm you? Probably not.
Well, no. I mean, I know Chris's some of his relatives. Sorry, I should keep saying lover. Some of his lovers have not been very kind. Sorry, some of his people have not been very kind to him. He's one of a beauty. He's got a big open heart like I do. Has been trotted on and used a lot, and I've watched it.
Right.
And
so they're all expecting you to do that, right? Remember, Jemima, not everything you think and feel is true.
It's true. I know.
It's not all true. And so when he says, "I'm going to have a friend over for dinner," wonderful. You already know what the boundaries are. Great. Your friend can come over. And if they break your boundaries, then the friend will leave. I doubt that your lover would invite somebody over who's going to try to kill the two of you.
Okay, I hope not. No, but okay, that's face to face where I'm involved. But what about when he wants to go somewhere and meet a stranger or meet someone that he knows, but I don't know them. I don't know their level, and I know that I've heard stories in terms of I know the background, and I don't like that background at all.
Then you don't have to go.
I do.
You can say, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling.
I feel so uncomfortable with him going, because she might make a pass, or it's like, and I just feel
then that goes back to trust yourself and trusting your lover. They really want to go see some old friend of theirs for whatever reason, say, all right, I trust you, go and see them.
Oh, God, I feel like I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
And it's
understand.
trusting
Oh, I don't
yourself
understand why it's so hard.
because you
It's
don't
so,
trust yourself. Because
I
you don't
don't
trust.
trust anymore. Like, why don't I trust myself?
Right. Right.
Where's that
So,
coming from?
oh, it's coming from being codependent. It's coming from trauma. It's coming from living in that space. And it's also coming from the fact that you're just learning how
Right.
not to be in that scary place. You know, I remember my ex had a best friend who was a woman. And I'm like, okay, great. I really like her. Have a great time. And I realized, well, if he really wants to be with her, we wouldn't be in a relationship. He would be with her. Right.
I don't think
Yeah.
I can go through any more pain. Like, I don't want to experience the pain that I've been through, and I don't want to risk that. So I
And,
deny.
I also know that I know that couples oftentimes set stronger boundaries about exes. I didn't have that problem myself.
Right.
I've always felt like, well, if you want to be with your ex, then you would be with your ex. You wouldn't be with me. So fine, whatever. But because I just trusted myself with my own personal space with that. However, I have ex lovers and ex relationships who are now married, and I know that they will always be sure that if we get together, me and my ex, they are there, they are present, and it's always sitting between me, and I can see it. And I just find it amusing because, hey, you guys are married now. You don't have to worry about me. If we were going to be married, we would have been married a long time ago. It's not a big deal. But if that woman feels insecure with me around, I honor it. I go, okay, I get it. I get it.
I
I
don't
understand.
want to be insecure though. I don't. I'm so tired of feeling.
It takes practice. And, I suggest doing chakra meditations, first, second, and third chakras. You got to strengthen being grounded, being connected to, the first chakra is about trust.
Yeah.
First and second chakra, they're all about trust, your space in the world, your relationships. And then get that book, Codependent No More.
I got it.
And yeah, and start doing that workbook, Codependent No More. It's brilliant, really brilliant. And it's all about unreasonable expectations that we place on each other, that we can't force people to live their life the way we live ours.
Not at
But
all.
we can have boundaries. Definitely, we can have boundaries, and you can say that's not okay. I had my other ex, I've had a number of them. My other His brother, who was so sweet, was a heroin addict, in and out of prison all the time, in and out of prison. And my ex wanted him to come over and spend the night. And I'm like, I knew that his brother had stolen from his family some very precious items, stolen from his grandparents, his mother, him, and even from my ex. And he wanted to come over with his new girlfriend. And I said, no, I'm not comfortable. We can go meet them for dinner, but they're
Yeah.
not spending the night here. And my ex and I, we had a terrible fight about it. And he's like, come on, he's my brother. I want him to spend the night here. He's got a new girlfriend. I'm like, he met her in rehab. I'm sorry. I don't want her here. I was very protective of my things at that time because I had so little. I was very scary about everything. And so it really was quite a big riff, and he got over it because I said, no, it's hitting my boundaries right there. I'm not comfortable. I don't know her. I don't really trust him.
Yeah.
And I know you love your brother. Let's go out to dinner. We'll take him to dinner. Let's take him out. Let's
Yeah.
they don't have to spend the night here with us in our house. I don't want it. The house is too small, an apartment, right? And so that was me with my boundaries, and I was totally, right in that boundary for feeling that way. And later, I became friends with his brother, and his brother was over his addiction. And I remember after I had broken up with that person, and I went to see that person do a show, and his brother was there. He was talking, and he was like, well, I'm really sorry you guys broke up. I was really happy to get to know you and the kind of person. And we had such a lovely conversation. I was so glad for who he was now in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that time of him spending the night, he was ready. I didn't
Yeah,
think he was
yeah.
really ready. So all I'm saying is give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Remember, not everything you think and feel is true. I mean, freaking write that on on the side of your house
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
you look at it and remember every day. And say, trust takes time to build. It does. It takes time to build. You have to learn trust. You have to learn to build it. And remember, this person you're with, who you're with now, is not the person you used to be with.
And he's not the
And
person he used to be either, yeah. So it's like,
yeah, and you are not the person that you
yeah,
used to be. You're stronger. You're so strong, and you're so aware. You just have a tendency to emotionally react to situations that you don't feel in control of. You're not in
yeah,
control of the situation. You have a tendency to emotionally react to it.
yeah. My I had a breathwork session yesterday, and it was interesting. I finally understood, I've evolved spiritually, but what has still stayed there is my mental and my emotional stuff. And so now I've got to, and I keep denying it because that's why it's still going, ah! And so what I've got to do is get my spiritual self to meet with loving awareness and kindness, the mental and the mental and emotional self, to then bring it back forth, because I can feel like I act like, and I get confused because I think about, if I'm so evolved and evolving, I should say, not evolved, evolving, and I'm aware, why am I still like this? But it's because I haven't, that part of me has evolved. The spiritual awareness and the understanding, the psychological fundamentals of being beautiful are there, but the emotional and mental side have not grown at all. And because they've been, I
You've
keep,
grown a lot. Yeah, stop your language. Grown a lot. You have grown a lot. Absolutely. You are totally, you have grown so much. Are you kidding? You're not that little squirrel running around going, pet me, take care of me, feed me, here I am, abuse me, hurt me. That's okay. Give me another nut.
how horrible. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're not that same person anymore at all. You're much more aware of things, and part of your awareness means that you have to process things. And so processing with your awareness shows huge development. Now, if you were totally unaware and you were reacting, like, no, get out of here, I don't want you to, screaming and throwing things, not aware of what was going on with you, then I'd say, you haven't really, you know, developed much. But that is not the case. Right now, you're going, oh, I'm having a huge emotional reaction.
Yeah, but I'm doing it after I react. That's what my problem is right now. I'm not developed enough to stop myself while
From
I'm,
reacting.
yes. And it's always too late. And that's what I get scared of, is because I'm still a prick, in more ways than one. I'm still like a spark, just sparking immediately. And then I instantly go, oh, and the instant is great, but it's happening too often now. That the instant should be no longer existing, and the awareness should be setting. And I'm
Stop
finding it.
on yourself.
But it's not okay that I keep on reacting with my awareness.
Right.
Like and I know it takes practice, but I'm trying to practice, and I'm finding that this is damaging. My behavior is becoming damaging, because who needs me to react all the time when it's negative? It's like, it sucks. And I just wish that my awareness the practicing of awareness would cease this, allow me to go, oh, look, I'm doing this, babe. Hang on, I'm spiraling. Let me just remove myself. And I'm
you got to put up those signs places. You got
yeah,
to put up that sign that says, that red light danger sign. This is a reaction, and he also has to learn to walk away from you, like, okay, you're having an emotion reaction. I'm going to leave the room so that you can process.
yeah.
Like, give him the language to use for the two of you. That's totally good. Instead of saying, what's the matter, honey? What's wrong? Come on, we can work through this. It's going to be okay. I love you. You know that it's going to be all right. Come on, we can work through it. We can work through it. That's just going to make more friction. But to say, I see that you are processing. I'm going to walk away until you can, calm yourself, and then we'll have a conversation about this later.
Yeah.
It's requiring both of you to develop in a way
Yeah.
that most people don't know how to do. And so I'm saying, put up the signs around of the language you want to say. When you spiral,
Yeah.
I need a moment. I got to go process. I need a moment. I'm going to walk away. I got to process.
Okay, I've got some cardboard here. I'm going to do those signs. Thank you, Darcy.
Make some signs for yourself.
It's just a heavy. I think it's all, just the holidays and everything. It makes you just really assess your relationships, and I just feel like I'm hurting someone who I love, and it sucks. But anyway, thank you for your awareness, and thank you for helping me guide through that issue, and I hope you guys out there get a few pointers, and comes within again. Doesn't always come back to self.
I think it's so wonderful, Jemima, that you use yourself as a sounding
guinea pig. That's the word you're looking for, the guinea pig. Kind of.
As we are all, as we're all practicing and working on ourselves, and the holidays are just the expectation. We want everything to be perfect, which of course there's no such thing as perfect. All we can do is be present and and enjoy what is, and treat things with equanimity and compassion and all that kind of stuff. And
just slow down a little. Just slow down, because then we can really smell the roses, appreciate what's around you.
And it's also a time of visiting old friends and family members, and so that trust will come up again, and you let yourself breathe through it and say, I trust myself.
Yeah, and I've been alone. It's such a different environment. I've been alone for so many years on Christmas, and even with my marriage, and he's got a family of 10. and they're all relatives and relatives and relatives all stay with each other.
And you know what they say? You can pick your dentist, but you can't pick your relatives. Just that's my take on it. You can pick,
That was deep, Darcy.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your relatives. I call it dentist because I picked my dentist.
Yeah, that's a tough one to pick. Yeah, Darcy, do you have a card to pull, maybe just to round up our session?
I did, and you're gonna laugh because as you saw, I was shuffling while we were talking, right? And then one fell out, which is why I like it to go. And so
feels the energy.
Yeah, so I'm using.
Trust, is it?
I'm using energy cards, right?
Yep.
And that's Sandra Ann Taylor's energy.
Beautiful cards.
Oracle cards, and yes, number 35. Trust.
Are you kidding me?
No, I am not kidding. First chakra.
Which is the trust, yes. As you said,
you need to work on your first chakra.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
First chakra. Archangel Michael. Isn't that trippy? That's pretty trippy.
My godfather is Michael, so I was called, when I grew up, I always called him Archangel Michael. He's such a sweet man. Anyway, yeah.
Who is that?
My godfather.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it says, Michael holds a beautiful red globe of energy, which is the first chakra, which is located at the base of the spine. And this is the place where your sense of stability and security is stored.
Mm-hmm.
When this card is upright, it reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues: stability, safety, and security. If you've had problems with these feelings in the past,
really,
these challenges are beginning to be resolved at this time.
Okay.
Archangel Michael is with you, and maybe call on your godfather.
Yeah.
And is bringing you the strength and personal stability that you need inside. You are capable of taking action and moving forward on your path. So allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. So let me I don't remember how it fell out. I just remember picking it up. So can I just read the reverse?
Yes, please.
I didn't notice that it came out reverse. When it shows up in a reverse position, you may be facing some significant challenges and even some difficult emotions. The energy in your first chakra may be blocked, revealing potential fears about your safety, feelings of insecurity, or even depression. This blocked energy could also signal financial worries. So, issues of instability can shake you to your very core. So, it is important to get the energy moving freely through this first chakra once again. So, call upon Michael, Archangel Michael, for assistance and visualize his light, that red light, filling you in that area, the lower first area, and bringing you a greater sense of your own true strength and eternal stability. Meditate on the affirmation that I'm going to read to you in a second and feel your sense of safety and balance return. Also, you can stand with your feet in the ground, connect to earth, bring it up into your first chakra. I always like that one where you're either standing or sitting and you see a red extension cord, those orange extension cords, as if they're plugged into the bottoms of your feet, and they go down into the center of the earth, and you bring that earth energy right up into the bottoms of your feet, up your legs, and right up into your hips and into that first chakra area. And then you can say to yourself, my first chakra is open to its perfect, healthy state. I am strong, stable, safe, and secure. And you can say the archangel guides and supports me always.
Beautiful.
So got some work to do today.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Darcy. Hey, listen, everyone, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you if you're watching this around this time. I wish you the best. Enjoy yourself. We'll still be back next week, I hope, Darcy, but have a good one. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and just live each moment to the maximum. Thank you, Darcy. You're a gem. I love you. Mwah. Peace out, everyone. Thank you. Oh, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks. Pass it on. Bye.